about this. I mean, I can't type this movie review on my website because I have so much to say. And I'm gonna go crazy if I don't talk about it. I guess I have to do a video style, which is probably why I have this camera anyway. So why not? Why not use it? Okay, let's do this. Let's talk about the Assassin's Creed movie in this, because this is like, ugh. First, let's give me calm down. Usually there's something to cut away. Hello, I'm Lady in the Movies, and happy late new year. Anyway, so video game franchises, that is a hard thing to do, given to the fact that pretty much is very rough to do, as you have to please the audience and the fans and making sure both can be able to follow what the heck is going on. It's kind of hard to do so, especially with the less year that I'm given. But when Assassin's Creed came out, this could be, I thought maybe this could be the movie that could change video game movies of all. Because there's usually like a clear plot, you can be able to follow the story easily, and you could just probably just retell it, but this isn't going to be in a movie form. Well, I was wrong. Let's get a few things out of the way. I do like the music, the action, the costumes, and kind of the effects, and the fact that they decided to do the actual leap of faith. I'm like, oh my god, that was actually real. They did not use CGI. It was actually now the record holder of 120 feet of the free fall. Well, yeah, I know what I said. Anyway, so what I don't like about this movie? The writing sucks. The acting is all one note, and pretty much they confused the animus with something that seems like Gladys would use in Portal if she was able to create an arm. I'm not denying that. Let's see. The actual story is that there's this guy who's on death row, and on the day of his execution, he doesn't really die. Abstergo took him, and he planned to use them to find a piece of Eden called the Apple of Eden, which I thought they found in the first game, and decided that he's the perfect candidate. Well, and then they tell him, like, yeah, we trace your bloodline through this. I'm like, how are you able to do that? And then they reveal it later, which I will not spoil what it is, even though I did do the disclaimer of spoilers. Anyway, so pretty much it focuses on Templars more than the Assassins. Oh my god. I mean, we get more screen time with Jeremy Irons and the woman who's playing his daughter, who are Templars, mind you, and we barely know anything about the Assassins. Sure, in the beginning we get something about the Assassins, saying, hey, this is our creed, this is what we do, and we do get some scenes of them being awesome, but come on. I did not want to see Templars, unless they're very good written ones. I wanted to see Assassins kicking butt. I don't know where this thing came from. And then the cinematography is just awful. I could barely see anything what's going on during the action scenes. It is so jarring just to watch what was going on. I mean, at one moment you're in the past, and the next moment you're in the future. Well, the present. And it's just really drawing, and it's not very helpful that the fact that they keep doing it so often every time they have to go back in time. And the thing is that, let's see, what was the word? They have to remind us every 5 seconds of what's going on, even though we clearly could see it right then and there. It's not very helpful, and it treats the audience like it's stupid. I'm sorry, but it does. Honestly, with the story, I could have thought of a better one and how to fix this one. Which, I'd rather have you guys see the movie and then just see my, like, a later posting. And then it's just like, the characters all in one note. There's a scientist who's supposed to be a brilliant, smart scientist who's a Templar, mind you. And I say she's the biggest idiot in the world for not seeing what her dad truly is. And I'm like, you can't tell what they're doing? You want to... So her main goal was to cure the human race of, let's see, violence. Violence is part of a history. It's been that way ever since. And pretty much you can't really cure it. So you can like go through a peaceful route, and that you want to avoid violence as much as possible, but you can't get rid of it. I'm sorry, but violence is kind of mankind's free will. And that also supports the theme of if you should have free will or not, which is a big theme in the Assassin's Creed games. Should people have free will? I say people should have free will. I'm with the assassins on this. Speaking of assassins, we only know one assassin. Well, two if you count his ancestor, but he doesn't get much screen time. We only see him like 5 times. And pretty much, to me, he's a character I can't like. He's too angry at the world, and we don't really know why he's too angry. The only hint we get is about his past is the beginning. Like, it shows 30 years ago what happened to his mom, which his mom was killed by his dad, who happens to be an assassin. I'm like, okay. And I thought maybe the movie was going to go to say, okay, this is him now training to become an assassin. This is how he learns his abilities. No, it doesn't do that. Instead, it's saying that the bleeding effect taught him everything. And it also made the bleeding effect, which was useful in the game, and it's a lot better told in the game. In the movie, it is treated as if it's a hallucination. And his ancestor shows up and tries to beat the crap out of him, which pretty much is signifying maybe this is him learning the moves. However, it does not make sense, as bleeding effect also is just muscle memory. I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I wish they would have gone with what the game did when they translated the languages. You could have used the perfect excuse of the trope, the Queen's Latin. For those who don't know what the Queen Latin is, it's pretty much like, so if you're taking place in another country that speaks a totally different language and everyone just speaks English, that's the Queen's Latin. And pretty much it just says that it is English for us. It's just it's whatever language the movie takes place is. It's kind of like the TARDIS translating everything for you. And I wish they could have used that, because that's pretty much what it was. And then like it could have just translated the English for everyone who could hear in the room. Trust me, they have this like big room for whenever and someone goes in the Artemis, and they can see what's going on through holograms, which, by the way, I thought that was stupid. The whole arm thing, the Animus is a table which you can able to mentally know what the heck is going on. And you pretty much just watch it on a screen, which makes a lot more sense. Because you could probably like, okay, this is what he sees, this is what we can know, and so that way we can know the perfect way able to do this. No, they made it a big arm, and it has several safety hazards. Like, what if some dumb idiot decides to go underneath and the arm fell? And I don't get this at all. Like, why did they change it to a giant arm? not only that, that defeats the purpose of the arm during the climax. It's like, that doesn't make sense. And then, again, I don't really like the characters in this. They're, except for Jeremy Irons. To me, Jeremy Irons can't do no wrong. Most of them. And then, it's just that, why? 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 Why is it like this? There's no point. And I gotta say something about the story, like the climax. The climax is where everything went to shit for me. So the climax, everyone knows, it's just this big, either like big pomp and circumstance or something, saying, hey, we're finishing the movie now. Like, yeah, I got the cue that the movie's finishing, like, yay, I can get out of this. But it's just a mess. Like, all the character motivations are gone. Even Cal's. Cal hated it. Like, what he was, like, I'm not gonna reveal what he hated, but he changes. And I'm like, in just this weird way, and it doesn't make sense. And, like, the whole that part when he's realizing, shit, something's going on, I probably messed up. It's the most weirdest way you can go about it. And then, like, when you get to the actual part when he actually shows that in the real world he has this, it's like, the first thing you see is, like, pretty awesome. And then the second time when he utilizes the skills that he's learned outside of that area that he was in, it's just like, what? No. No. That's not how this works. They took everything with the game. Like, there's this one character who is a descendant from a character from one of the games, Babs, from Assassin's Creed Liberation. I think I mispronounced her name wrong, his or hers name wrong. I never played that game. But it's just like, okay, there's a reference to a character. But the thing is, my biggest problem is not only with the writing, but it's also with the characters. All the actors are one notes. And pretty much, I've seen these actors do much better than this. And the thing is, they all, again, I'm going to say this multiple times, they're one-note characters. Like, there's a character who, Cal's angry, the scientist is a dumbass, and you can clearly tell what Jeremy Irons' plan is. It's just that, what? Even Jeremy Irons, he's, and I can't necessarily blame the actors for this, as they were probably given a shitty script, but they could have done much more than what they did. And all the other assassins that were in the movie, we don't get much screen time on. And plus, also, we don't go to the past that much, so we don't know anything about the past, about the characters from, like, 1942, which is pretty much cool you can do, but, and there's so much you can do, but they do nothing with it. Like, literally, they only go back in the past 3 times, and the rest of the movie's in the present, and there's like, no, you can't really do that. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're a fan of this franchise, do not go and see this. You're going to be pissed off as hell. If you are not a gamer and you pretty much, like, want a movie, go ahead. I don't highly recommend it. If you want to go see it, go ahead. For me, this was, they had so much going for it. They could have done anything, and they did not use it. I could have thought of a better story for this. So, pretty much, and this is all my opinion. So, if you want to leave your opinion in the comments below, go right ahead. I would like to see what your opinion is. Until then, don't forget to subscribe. Leave a comment below.